All right, we're going to go live in a couple seconds here. Here we go. It's the Friday training. Thank you for joining me. Everybody, we do trainings every Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. You can join me live here on Instagram. Love it, love it. We're going to do training on procrastination. If you want to learn about procrastination, how not to procrastinate, what it does to your life, hang on. We're going to get it going here right now. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. Like my Yay shirt. This is Yay Stack. Gave me a Yay shirt. Yeah, let's make this happen. Here we go. All righty. Welcome, 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 everybody, to Friday training. Happy Friday, Bob Kennedy. First on the chat. Make sure you put your questions in the Q&A section. I'll be going over questions for half the time. Speaking of questions, next week's training, that's right, the gratitude training. BYOQ, bring your own questions about gratitude. I'm going to change your perspective. I'm going to teach you about pain and suffering in a different way so that you'll be grateful for it. Pain is an indicator and suffering is a process. I promise you, you'll enjoy it. Remember, if you can't make these Friday trainings or you've missed any and you want to go back in the past and remind yourself, Spotify is featuring all of my trainings on a playlist. Spotify features the playbook, the podcast which carries it, Entrepreneur features the playbook, and every other platform has it as well. So you can grab these trainings anywhere, anytime. It's the #1 downloaded of all my podcasts, billionaires, millionaires, entrepreneurs. The training is what people want. Let's give some more help to people. Let's talk about procrastination. Remember, you can email me, david@dmeltzer.com, any questions as well. Put it in the Q&A session if you have. Procrastination. There's 4 types of procrastinators. The first procrastinators, the 2-minute drillers. The second is don't take me out of the gamers. The third is the third stringers. And finally, the fourth is the fickle fans. And so we have to analyze what each of these categories or archetypes of procrastinators are in order to effectuate why and what happens through procrastination. I think procrastination is the stepping stone to quitting. And it's a sure sign that we're moving in the wrong direction, not towards what we want. So what is a 2-minute driller? A 2-minute driller is someone who procrastinates because they work well under pressure, right? They like to wait till the last minute exactly. And those 2-minute drillers, you procrastinate, and then you make that pain and suffering so great that you feel as if you get the most performance by using fear as a motivator. Fear is a motivator. Fear is a motivator, no doubt. It'll get you up, get you back up, get you started, get you back started. But it's not going to give you the exponentiality, the acceleration that you would gain by not procrastinating. You are zeroing yourself out, which we'll get into. Pressure comes from shrinking time. That's what 2-minute drillers do, right? The game comes down to 2 minutes. We've shrunk the time. You don't need to shrink time in order to perform. You don't need to create interferences, voids, shortages, obstacles to what you want by using something that sucks your energy. Yes, you will get it done, but you're so exhausted afterwards when you wait till the last minute. You're so tired as a 2-minute driller. We want to make sure that we're doing things in the enjoyment of the consistent, persistent pursuit of your potential. Nobody else's, not what you don't want, what's missing, or what other people want for you. Your own potential. And the biggest challenge to the 2-minute drillers is kickoff. By far, getting started, a 2-minute driller, the only reason they get up, get started, get back up is because of the shrinking of time that they like the pressure of the 2-minute driller. And so getting started, so if we're going to practice something in order to effectuate not being a 2-minute driller, but getting the exponential growth, the compound interest, the acceleration that we're looking through by doing consistent, persistent behavior, get started earlier. Get started. That's your biggest challenge. So use motivation to get you started earlier. Use inspiration to get you there with a much bigger and better result in a faster amount of time. You need to shift the paradigm to flip the script on pressure. So you start earlier. Another trick is to lower the bar. So when you focus on a begin task, not when it's going to end, by lowering the bar. If we lower the bar, there'll be no resistance and we'll feel like, lower the bar and watch what happens. You will overachieve, accelerate past what that goal is. So we're just going to kick the ball off. We'll be fine. We're not going to, right? Start off, get that starting. I was a 2-minute driller in school. in college, and then I got a great piece of advice. What I did is I changed the start time and the finish time. So for me, I took my syllabus at the beginning of the semester and I moved everything up a week. Now, that ended up being really important because what I learned in the old days when we had to use books in a library is that things would be missing because almost all the students are 2-minute drillers. They all procrastinate. They all wait till the last minute to study, to write their papers, to do that. And so all the materials would be missing. It's not like the ubiquitous nature of the internet today where you can get everything instantly. So not only did I move up my syllabus 1 week, that gave me that advantage, but it also allowed me to take time to meet with my professor and express to them my objective of asking for help. Hey, my goal is to get A's in this class. I was wondering if I could turn my paper in a week early, have you look it over, give me some advice if I'm moving in the right direction. Does that sound fair? My objective is to get an A. Not only did that help me get all A's, but I also became an investment in the professor because they showed that I was emotionally attached to what they were teaching. So get started, move up the time, lower the bar at kickoff. All of these different things will allow you to shift the paradigm and flip the script. No longer will the pressure be to finish and use that pressure. Use the same pressure to start. Put that pressure on yourself. The second procrastinator. Don't take me out of the gamers. Don't take me out of the gamers. These are people that won't admit to be tired or hurt. Your biggest challenge is you don't see rest as a proactive activity. You don't see energy in the right way. So people starve themselves. They don't eat right. They don't sleep right. They don't exercise. You need rest and energy in order to effectuate getting things done consistently and persistently. You can't be, don't take me out of the game. So many martyrs out there because those are the procrastinators. And then they get nothing done. It's like, playing in a football game, and you don't want to tell the coach you're hurt. I remember I had a concussion and coach kept asking me, are you okay? Are you okay? I'm like, yeah, fine. Well, meanwhile, you need 2 routines. One, if you have a set routine, then you're going to know when you need a new planned activity that you need for eating, right? I schedule out my energy, right? Calories are energy. I schedule out my energy for food. I schedule out my energy for sleep, my rest for sleep, physical rest, mental rest, emotional rest. I vacation every day. 2 minutes a day of vacation is worth 2 hours on a Saturday. I'm just completely perplexed by people that need to get off the grid for 6 weeks. That's just showing me there's no consistent, persistent behavior, and they're not maximizing the acceleration and exponential growth that they can get through the conscious continuum of being able to increase the performance. Increase it and not procrastinate. Keep things moving. Nothing happens till we move. So you need to have a routine that has these activities that you get paid for planned, activities you don't get paid for planned, including your rest and your energy. You need to plan these things. And then you need to know that you live in this world where we need an adaptable routine as well. So the don't take me out of the gamers have not prepared an adaptable routine. Hey, concussions happen, injuries happen, in-laws come into town, bachelor parties happen. I can't meet my criteria of my routine. So now I have an adaptable routine based on my non-negotiables. For me, minimum of an hour a day on my health, minimum of 30 minutes with my wife, 30 minutes with my 10-year-old son, minimum of 2 minutes a day with my daughters. Why? I asked for 5, they gave me 2, but 2 minutes a day is worth more than 2 hours on a Saturday. You got 3 teenage daughters, that's a gift. And minimum of 1 minute a day with my mom to tell her the 4 most important things that we need to tell people. 1, you're happy. 2, you're healthy. 3, you love them. And 4, you appreciate them. That they give value to your life and you hope to do the same back to them. So don't take me out of the game, or have a routine. Have an adaptable routine with your non-negotiables in order to keep things moving consistently and persistently. So you don't have the halftime of quitting called procrastination. You're not exponentially growing the statistical inefficiency of stopping. What you want to do is keep moving, even if you have to, as the 2-minute drillers, lower the bar and get started, and a restart, that's fine, but we got to keep on moving. Next one. The third one is the third stringers. And the third stringers have a shiny object syndrome. This is for those people that you are wonderful openers, but not closures. You need to open things. You can get them started, but there's so many people out there that literally are not consistent, and they have a zeroing effect because they have great ideas and no follow through. There's so many people out there. I heard my friend Joanna today told me, that's a great idea. Too bad it came from you. Yes, there's millions of great ideas, but it's those people that can take it to market, that can follow through, that close the deals, that have the most value. And so we don't want to waste a good idea. We want to follow through. We don't want to be a third stringer in the shiny syndrome of that. And so moreover, what happens when we're a third stringer, right? We're not in the game. We have all the talent in the world to be the first stringer, but we've allowed all the shiny objects, all the distractions to allow us to procrastinate. And so we're all over the place instead of clear, balanced, and focused behavior to be confident enough to perform at our highest potential. And so in order to do that, we need to refocus. And refocus, to me, focus is focus, as I get unfocused, is a muscle. Right? You can only focus it on one thing at one time. And so the more we work the muscle, the less the shiny objects mean, because we can focus, refocus, refocus, refocus. A multitasker is actually only doing one thing at once. It's just that the lightning speed, the light speed in which they can refocus makes it appear as if they're doing 2 things, 3 things, or even 4 things at once. And that's an incredible thing to refocus. And I use refocus as a muscle to stop the third stringer strategy of shiny object syndrome, to make sure that I have follow through and make sure that I'm doing what it takes to get things done. They make great decisions that take action combined. Because what happens? There's a zero effect. And the zero effect is in the exponentiality of the consistency. So what happens is, if I can stay focused and have follow through, like for 2 minutes a day, and I do it day 1, that's X to the first. Day 2 is X to the second, whatever that variable may be. The day 3 is X to the third power. You can see the exponentiality. Day 4 is X to the fourth power. Now day 5, I don't do it. I procrastinate. X to the 0 power. What's X to the 0? 1. You're back at the beginning. All that work, 4 days of focus, clear, balanced focus on what you want, activity towards the trajectory and objective that you want, and it's zeroed out by procrastinating, by being a third stringer, by having all the talent in the world to be the starting quarterback, but sitting on the bench with a clipboard. And that's what so many people do in their lives. They sit on the bench with a clipboard, wondering why they can't be the starting quarterback. You can be. You got to do things consistently, persistently. Dieting is a good example of zero effect that I use. So many people, billions of dollars are made from diets. And what happens is you have a 30-day diet, and for 7 days people follow it perfectly, and then they go out and get a piece of cheesecake, and then another 5 days they do it perfectly, and they go out to the drive-thru and get their favorite fast food, and then another 7 days go by and they stop by the Baskin Robbins, and at the end of the month, 30 days, in their minds, they've been consistent and persistent. They've enjoyed the pursuit of their potential. They're bragging to everyone, I've been dieting for 30 straight days. I've suffered the process of finding the light, the love, and the lessons. I've had pain, an indicator that I need to move in a different direction. All of this to just lose weight. And by the end of the month, what happens? 6, then to the 0, back to 1. 7, then to the 0, back to 1. Another 7, back to 0, 1. So at the end of the month, they step on the scale and they either get minimal results, no results, or even gain weight. And they don't know why. I'll tell you why. Because you're a third stringer. You zeroed yourself out. You got to enjoy the consistent, persistent pursuit of your potential. You cannot have the shiny object syndrome. You have to stay focused in on what you want and practice the muscle of refocus. Focus, refocus. It's okay, there's a lot of distractions during the game. There's fans and cheerleaders and scoreboards and touchdowns and blocked field goals, whatever they are. Plenty of distractions. But you need to refocus at lightning speed, and it is a practice of refocusing. You can go ahead and try and start with 2 things and see how quickly you can read emails and talk while you're on an Instagram live or somebody calls. You can do that. That is a muscle. That is a muscle that you have. And the biggest challenge for a third stringer is completion. So unlike the 2-minute driller where we need to focus on the start, you need to make sure that you have your objective in mind along the way. And that objective is malleable, right? It's changeable. It's evolutionary, not revolutionary. What does that mean? That means be happy where you're at. Know that you're at the right place at the perfect time. Angle towards what you want, right? Angling towards what you want is also a pragmatic way of saying manifest what you want. Angle towards what you want, because there's a blend of pragmatic strategy, discipline, and also faith or awareness blended together. Manifestation is angling towards what you want, and then having that faith, you'll end up somewhere better. But you got to know where you want to end up, and have faith you'll end up somewhere better. So completion, unlike the 2-minute drillers, completion is the number one thing for the shiny object syndrome, the third stringers. Let's make everybody a starting quarterback. Let's get clear, balanced, and focused on what we want and confident in that. Let's not allow the zeroing effect to make us start back to 1. Right? It's the shortcuts. The procrastination is like a shortcut. It's like cutting in line. You cut in line, they're eventually going to make you get out of line and start over. That's what it does, procrastination. It zeroes you out. That's why it's a stepping stone to quitting, because it just makes it easier and easier to quit. Even those that are the 2-minute drillers, if you don't start early enough, and we've all been there, you're going to fail. You're going to fail because you haven't left enough time on the clock. You had to get that last 2 minutes now. And the solution for those third stringers, of course, 2 things. 1, you gotta be a student of your calendar. You gotta be, if you're gonna have the ability not to get off of focus, then you need to study what you're doing. Study to completion. Utilize the mathematical advantage, the mathematical equation of luck. We need to pay attention to what we want. We have to give all our intention, enjoying it consistently and persistently towards what we want. All the intention of everything we think, say, do, believe. Even our personality traits, our characteristics, our obsessions and addictions, all of those driving towards what we want. Attention plus intention equals coincidence. The mathematical equation of luck. And we need to be a student of our calendar in order to effectuate what we want to get done, because that's the repository, that's the system that allows us to plan and blend time, the man-made construct, into what we plan. Because what a student of our calendar allows us to do is to blend our priorities according to our value with our time. Right? Most people don't prioritize what activity they get paid for with their time. They don't prioritize what activity they don't get paid for with their time. They don't prioritize their sleep, right? As we stated with Don't Take Me Out of the Gamers, right? They need, for example, on my student of the calendar, tying into not being a Don't Take Me Out of the Gamer, which I am. I'm never admitting I'm hurt or sick or tired, right? Never. So what do? I have to have an unwind routine to make sure that's true. And so I plan, I study, right? Because I believe sleep is like an 8-hour workout, and if you're going to work out for 8 hours, you better warm up. Well, the warm up to sleep is a wind down. So I have a very specific wind down routine. I have a coach, right? A mentor who helps me to make sure my routines are right and my play is right for the rest and energy, as if you were a Don't Take Me Out to the Gamer. And as a third stringer, completion is my goal. The last thing I want to do is do it now. One of the greatest solutions to not be a third stringer is to do things now. Be ready. Do things now. Ask yourself, can I do it now? If you can do it now, do it. If not, by the priorities of your values, put it into your calendar to study tomorrow and prioritize according to the values tomorrow, and you'll eventually get it done with more efficiency, effectiveness, and the statistical success. 100% of the things you do now get done. The difference between successful people, happy people, not procrastinators, right? I guarantee it's the antithesis of a procrastinator is a do-it-now person. 100% of the things you do now get done. It's one of the few statistics that I know to be true. Those people that know me, my listeners and followers, know one thing. 99% of all statistics are made up. That's the only statistic I used to know to be true. 100% of the things you do now get done. You've got to do it now. Do not be a 2-minute driller. Do not be a don't take me out of the gamer. And definitely don't be a third stringer. Be a student in your calendar and do it now. And then, of course, let me get here. I'm taking in, hold on 1 second. A little air on my part. I'm going to grab something real quick. I apologize. The last one, of course, my notes fell there. The fickle fanner. The fourth procrastinator is a fickle fanner. This is what you get when you have creative names for things that have other archetypes that are more medical or psychological in nature, and you're trying to get some sports motif to match the game time decision making. The fickle fanner. The fickle fanner is the person who is so busy they avoid and they are too into avoidance or prioritization. These are procrastinators. I can't do it. No, I'm too busy. No. Look, if you want something done, ask somebody that's active. Busy means unacceptable. Busy means inaccessible. Right? You can't be a fickle fan. How many times do we get excuses for people? Blame, shame, and justification. I can't do that. I can't do it. Well, there's 2 reasons, and they're both related to the exact same thing. Fear. They're both related to fear. You're either afraid that you're going to fail, or you're afraid of the activity itself. In both of those, we need to not use chaos and distractions and diversions to avoid facing what you know you need to face right now. I cut my right hand fingernails first. I'm right-handed. Why? Because it's harder. I like hard. I don't like long. Nobody likes long. So we want to go ahead and put our biggest challenges first. We want to face those. We don't want to create diversions and avoidances and distractions. You know how many times you have excuses when, hey, you want to go, even, something fun, want to go here. No, my dog ate my homework. I can't go, this COVID thing, whatever it may be. And I'm not saying COVID's not serious, you should go anywhere. I apologize. But I'm saying that we now in business, it's really interesting to me, is that COVID has done 2 things for us. 1, it's provided more time to prioritize what we want to get done. And 2, it's given us an easier excuse not to get things done. Let me repeat that. What COVID has allowed us, the pandemic has allowed us to do, is gave us so much more time to prioritize what we need to get done and do it. But it also has provided us a much easier excuse for almost anything. You want to do it? COVID. Want to do that? COVID. Want to do that? I can't go. COVID. But it has that duality, of course. It's the easiest excuse to do or not to do what you want to get done. That's because you're a fickle fan. I'm too busy. It's avoidance and prioritization. You need to focus in on. And the way that we do that is utilizing the 5 daily practices, right? Number 1, you need to know your values in order to prioritize. Your personal values, your experiential values, your giving values, and your receiving values. You need to know those in order to align them. And don't be afraid of being a hypocrite and say that you grew and changed and understand more than you used to understand. That's fine. But you need to take inventory of your values every day in order to prioritize and not avoid doing what you need to get done or want to get done according to those values. Second, ask for help. Right? Ask for help. Be inclusive. Everybody's a sponsor and a power sponsor. Let's look at the whole system, the totality, not just our individual slice, and we have to do it on our own. Ask for help. Do you know anyone that can help me is the greatest question that I teach. We talked about 3, student of your calendar. We talked about 4, do it now. And finally, we need to practice not being a fickle fan, not allowing fear to dictate and to drive us in the wrong trajectory and accelerate and create. Look, if I want to go here and then ego takes over fear, then I'm not only going in the wrong direction, and this is a void, shortage, and obstacle that's created, but I'm accelerating in that direction. So we have to practice ending fear. And the first step of practice ending fear in procrastination is to identify it. Identify why we're not doing it, what we're avoiding, what's distracting us. What are we doing Ask ourselves, and if you can identify when you're in this ego-based consciousness of procrastination, of a stepping stone to quitting, of giving ourselves some sort of delayed satisfaction of what? The pursuit. Nobody is unhappy when they're pursuing and enjoying that pursuit. If you can do that, and we just need to what? If you start accelerating in the wrong directions, don't resist it. Don't put on the brakes and skid out. Stop. And then drop down. Your highest frequency is neutral. Your highest gear is neutral. It's counterintuitive, but your highest gear is neutral. So you need to stop when we identify we're in fear. You need to drop into neutral so that we have a clear connection of the whole of the system between the greatest power of light, love, and lessons and everything else we're connected to. We get the greatest efficiency, effectiveness, and statistical success, creating productivity, accessibility, and gratitude in everything that we do, giving us more lessons, more light, and more love for everything, uniting us all. And you can do that simply by practicing identifying what you're afraid of and why you're procrastinating, and 2, dropping to your highest frequency counterintuitively, which is what? Neutral, your center, peace. And then you can roll in the right direction. You can move towards the trajectory of what you want. Fear of failure and success are reasons people procrastinate. They like hard, not long. Right? People like short, that's fine, quick, give me something, but they don't want long. They don't like the process of suffering, of learning lessons and finding the light, the love in those lessons. They don't like pain because pain's a stop sign. It's a procrastination destiny. Pain. It's a destiny of procrastination. For me, it's a turn signal. It's literally a turn signal indicating I have pain in my life, I have a lesson to learn, I'm going to move to a better place, a better direction, because I have faith that even though I think I know where I want to go through this woo-woo manifestation, which is just angling towards what I want. That's what manifestation is. That's what I'm going to get better than that, because I have faith that I'm going to get better than that. And you should have faith, because the universe is expanding. The irony is that this is a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy, the daily practices. You will get what you study. You look what's missing, you procrastinate, you're going to get more procrastination. You enjoy the consistent, persistent pursuit of your potential, you're going to get your potential. With faith, even that potential will be more than what you cognitively could understand or believe in even. Now, what are the keys here? Procrastination has been linked to a number of when we talk about it being a self-fulfilling prophecy. So here, we're not doing what we're doing because we're afraid of, and then what happens? What happens with procrastination, it is a contributor to anxiety, neurological disorders, irrational behavior, low self-esteem, ADHD, just to name a few. Those are all things that procrastination are a symptom, effect, or a cause of. And yet it's a self-fulfilling prophecy that the reason that we procrastinate is because why? Because we are a fickle fan. We're afraid of going to the game. We're afraid of playing in the game. I don't feel like it. I got these avoidances, distractions, diversions in my life. Oh, COVID. No, don't use COVID as an excuse. Use it as your answer. No, with great change and acceleration comes opportunity, not mistakes, not the missing things in your life or obstacles, voids, or shortages. And so how do we not allow fear and this to be the self-fulfilling prophecy? Number 1, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself will take you to peace. It will take you to that neutral. Commit. Be consistent every day. Enjoy the pursuit of that. Mentorship and accountability partners are necessary. It's not easy go by yourself. Ask for help. Do you know anyone can help me? Be my accountability partner. Help me, guide me through this so I can continue to pursue my potential at an accelerated rate. Minimize your distractions, avoidances, and diversions by being a student of your calendar, and do it now. If you do things now, you won't have time to be distracted. I guarantee that. Know the emotional costs of what you're doing. Understand that when we procrastinate, when we have to do a 2-minute driller, that we're using up all of the soul-sucking energy that we have. That type of fear will only motivate us. It won't inspire us, and it doesn't last forever. It's a short-term thing that gets us up, gets us back up, gets us moving, gets us back moving. Lower the bar, break through, get started. Don't focus on the completion. If You are a don't take me out to the gamer. And remember, finally, segmentation. If you believe in that zeroing effect, you understand segmentation and the rule of 72. Right? You decide what percentage you want to improve each day, and then times that by 72, and that's how many segments it's going to take you. So if your segments are years, months, days, or hours, and you want 1% better, it's going to take 72 days, months, years, or hours to get there if you want 1% before it doubles. Right? That's the idea of segmentation. Double, 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 double. And we need to be consistent and persistent in the pursuit of that potential. Utilize the rule of 72 to give yourself the objectives, the incremental growth, lowering the bar to get there. Everybody out there, procrastination is the stepping stone to quitting. Quitting is the only reason we don't get to where we want to be. You should be happy where you are. You are at the right place at the perfect time. Manifest what you want. In other words, angle towards what you want. And have faith you'll end up somewhere better. Do not be a 2-minute driller. You don't need the pressure of the end of the game to get stuff done correctly. In fact, I promise you, will be more efficient, effective, and statistically successful and get exponential growth, acceleration, and manifestation and compound interest if you don't be a 2-minute driller and work consistently, move up the start time of the game, move up everything, take advantage of what we're given, blend your intention with time. Don't take me out to the game. Shame to stop us or create a stepping stone of stopping us from what we want. Hey, I want to thank everybody for this. We're going to do Q&A right now. Load up. It's already loaded with Q&A. Put that in there. Next Friday's training, like I said, it's the gratitude training. It's the BYOQ. Bring me your questions. I'll bring the answers like I'm about to do. If you want the guides, the exercises, my books for free on this, just email me, david@dmeltzer.com. If you want to watch the replay, it's on Spotify, Entrepreneur. The playbook is on all of the platforms as well. Check it out. You'll see the playbook there. If you haven't joined my text community, 949-298-2905. Please, everybody, you need any other guides. And remember, too, 2-minute drill. Season 1, we're all set, but apply for Season 2 in June. $50,000 of cash and prizes on Bloomberg TV and Amazon. You can catch it out and check it out. Please try out. We want all of our family and friends to be involved in the show and to benefit from the education and the fun that we have there. All right, time to get going. Enough. Woo! Here we go. Do you think Source ever tells you or anyone else to relax and take a break? How do you know the difference between aligned rest and procrastination? Well, that is a great question. By the way, someone gave me this with my Yates shirt. It's perfect. You stop me. That's what procrastination does. Aligned rest is different than procrastination because aligned rest is moving towards the trajectory that you want to go. Procrastination is stopping. So if you have planned a consistent rest or nutrition or energy, and it's aligned with your values towards what you want, towards the angling of what you want, then that is aligned rest. So I would say procrastination is unaligned rest, something that's moving rest in the wrong trajectory, creating a distraction. So if your objective is to get into shape, and you procrastinate by eating potato chips and getting high on your mom's couch, you can see that the only difference between those two activities is the alignment of your values. So aligned is the key word there, and thank you for letting me work that out with you. Great question. Manuel, thank you. How do we channel theta waves? So we don't channel theta waves. Theta is a level of frequency, alpha, beta, gamma, theta, and they allow the brain to receive information and transmit. And so we become the conduit of appreciation, that we are collecting everything gratefully and then adding our value to it and then giving it away. Theta allows us to raise our awareness. It can speed up even our cellular structure 50 to 100 times. We can only be aware of that which vibrates equal to or less than us. The greater the awareness, the easier things do, because the universe is exact and simple. We just aren't aware of it. And so we create all types of diversions, avoidances, and excuses and analytic, analytics based upon slices, not the total system, because we can't comprehend infinity or limitlessness. So we're just taking estimated guesses. And as I learn more and more about the size, scope, and scale of what we could know, I know and give less credence to the actual analytics and more about the journey, about how am I pursuing it, what percentage am I pursuing what I want. The poster behind David, money doesn't buy happiness, but it does. So money does not buy happiness in my perspective. It allows you to shop, and it's still the most important currency of mine in this pragmatic world. Because if I shop for the right things, I'm going to be happy. And it allows me to shop more for bigger and better and different things to help other people and to do the right thing and to be kind and all the things that you want to shop for that allows you to do that. And if you shop for the wrong things, I promise you, money will not buy you happiness or love if you shop for the wrong things. I've been there too. So, anonymous attendee, the money doesn't buy happiness, but it does, is exactly right. Money does not buy happiness if you buy the wrong things, but if you buy the right things, it does. Great point. How to maintain high energy from start of the day to the end. Number 1, practice. 2, use the 4 values, gratitude, forgiveness, accountability, and inspiration in order to effectuate 5 daily practices of taking inventory of your values, asking and attracting, student your calendar, do it now, and of course, utilizing the practice of ending fear. Knowing that you already are so powerful, that there's more power in your pinky. It'll light up the entire city of Manhattan. That's what you're connected to, the greatest source of power in light, love, and lessons. And so if we focus our free will, utilizing the law of Goya, getting off our ass, Goya, get off your ass, to clear the connection between that which you're already lit up on, woo, you can do it. And then you can work on the connection to give it to other people. I had my dear mentee, Ricky Mendez, come in today, and he said, Dave, tell me the candle story. This is about the candle story. How do we keep our candle lit all day? Light other people's candles. So let's say in the morning, boom, highest frequency, my candle's lit. If I just keep that to myself, my candle's going to burn down, I'm going to end out, no more candle, no more energy. But if all I do all day is light other people's candles, my candle will never burn. I have tons of energy because I'm lighting and liberating other people to light their candles, to light other people's candle. That's how I came up with the mission to empower over 1 billion people to be happy. Empower 1,000 people to empower 1,000 people to empower 1,000 people. Be a candle and light other people's candles all day long. And from the start of the day until the end, I promise you, you will have the same light at that highest frequency continuing throughout your day. Hi, Dave. I just started a new business, financial services, which you're a part of. I feel lost. I've partnered with Marshall Falk and many other great people, Tyree and Hannah, Jamie, Cash. I feel lost or stuck since I've never done sales or communicate with so many people. How do I break through to start my business and how to talk to people? Well, 1, come try out for the pitch competition and practice your pitch. I'll help you. dmeltzer.com/pitch. 2, I have a sales group. You can join a private sales group, 100 people, and you get one-on-one access and coaching from me, help from everyone else, private mastermind group and coaching, my books, exercises, and guides, all included. Just email me if you need help, david@dmeltzer.com. I'd love to help you, especially if you're on my team. That's awesome. Are there certain activities that you tend to procrastinate on? Yeah, the ones that are long. Right? I don't mind hard, but I procrastinate the ones that are long. It's easy to put it off if, you know what, I clean the garage. That's long, yeah. I'll wait till next spring. If it's long, you know, that's when I most likely procrastinate. Although I spend minutes or moments in procrastination now. Everything that I do, because of the 15-year period that I've been totally focused on enjoying the consistent, persistent pursuit of my potential, I've created efficiencies, effectiveness, and statistical success so that I catch myself, find my highest frequency, stop, drop, and roll so that I stay there almost the entire day. Minutes and moments I spend where I shouldn't in ego-based consciousness with all types of different things, from procrastination to anger, fear, anxiety, all types of different guilt, resentment, offense, separateness, inferiority, superiority, all of these different things that go through you every single day. Just spend minutes or moments there. Don't spend years, weeks, months, days, hours there. I've done it. It's a waste. Just say yay. That's all you got to do. All right, here we go. Do we always get sent a replay of these meetings? Seriously appreciate the content, sir. You should and can. Just email me, david@dmeltzer.com. A lot of the emails I send get stuck into junk mail and don't go through or whatever it is. So the best way, you can watch the replays on Spotify, on Entrepreneur, on every platform. But the easiest way to get what you want is just to ask me. I am a power sponsor of everyone, or at least a sponsor. Meaning email me at david@dmeltzer.com or text me at 949-298-2905 and you will get what you need. I promise, if I don't know, I know somebody. I'm 1 degree of separation. Bacon, you got nothing on Meltzer. I'm 1 degree of separation. We'll make the new movie about it. It'll be fun. Do you have any mantras to help you stop from quitting? I do. So, number one, procrastination is the stepping stone to quitting. So I want to make sure that I have the 5 daily practices in mind. So I start out by saying, I am love. I am love. I can't get what I don't receive. I can't get what I don't have. And I am love, and I will be loved, and I can give love then. I am forgiveness. I am gratitude, and I am accountable. And then I say, I am inspired. If I need to get motivated to get there, that's fine. But I am inspired, in spirit. I am connected to the greatest source of light, love, and lessons. And because of that, my fire will burn as an eternal light to light the other Hanukkah candles, more than 8. Yes, that's right. That's how we do it. We don't quit because it's a mindset that I have a control of. It's my heart set that I have control of how I feel. And I have systems, pragmatic, efficient, strategies, disciplines, and awarenesses to effectuate what I think, what I say, what I do, what I hear. My personality traits, activating the DNA I want from my characteristics and obsessions and addictions, all to the aggregate of compound interest, utilizing my objective, the rule of 74, to double as fast as I can. I double as fast as I can what I want, what I angle for and to, with faith that I'll end up somewhere better. How does one stay with a routine when family major crisis has been in existence for 13 years? Cancel. You have a routine. In the context, if it's been going on 13 years, then you should have a routine. The adaptable routine is when a family crisis occurs in 13 hours and you're not prepared. That's when the adaptable routine comes in. But if something has been consistently existing for 13 years, then you should be able to take inventory of your values and create a routine that is aligned with those values every single day, and not being afraid of being a hypocrite and learning from the 13 years of experience and accountability and gratitude and forgiveness that go into someone's family that has been in major crisis for 13 years. That should be part of your routine on how you're going to improve and enjoy the consistent, persistent pursuit of your potential and stop the chain of existing major crises. Stop it by utilizing the conscious continuum. Stop it by understanding that you are accountable for what's in your life, and you need to start seeing that pain and suffering to find the light, the love, and the lessons in it so that you can stop the chain, not only as an individual consciousness, but a collective consciousness for your family. And all you are required to do is your best and enjoy it. Find excitement in looking for those light, the love, and the lessons. So have a routine and an adaptable routine according to the situation you're in. Change the way you look at things. The things you look at changes. When we think of things in a totality, in a whole system, we will see that maybe this crisis may be the most strengthening, greatest thing that's ever happened to me. Where is that light? Where is that love? Where is the lessons? What do you feel is the difference between patience and procrastination? Once again, procrastination is activity that's not aligned with your values. Patience is the last step of utilizing, 1, your faith that the law of gravity will pull everything to you. 2, the law of Goya will activate that which already exists. And 3, patience in faith that it will attract to myself. The law of attraction will take place. And faith and patience that I may think I know where I'm angling towards, but I have faith it'll end up somewhere better. That's patience, is the faith that you'll end up somewhere better. And we're willing to wait for it by pursuing our potential at the greatest persistence for ferocious behavior we can. Patience and persistence, not counterintuitive, but difficult to understand how they work together. If you understand the law of gravity, the law of Goya, get off your ass, and the law of attraction, you can start to understand how these things are co-coordinated and collaborated together in order to effectuate angling towards what you want. Is it better to be a jack of all trades or a master of none? It's better to pursue your potential. If you want to pursue your potential unilaterally in one thing, that should make you happy. If you want in your life to get better at 5 different things, that should make you happy. If you want to get better at 100 different things, that should make you happy. But all of them aggregated together should be all of your intention and attention towards what you want. 1 thing, 5 things, or 100 things. So yes, it's better to be jack of all trades and master of none, determinative upon what you want. You are a master if you're doing your best, having fun and learning something. You are a master if you're doing your best, having fun, happy, and learning something. You are a master. Once you learn something, you can teach it to someone. That's mastery. Yes, I understand habits and time management to a degree. I do too. Love my calendar to a degree. I do too. Most do have crises, but unlike my major self crisis, I have been proactive. Yet people block me and intercepted my plans. I keep trying, yet constantly getting tackled. Panel, I can do it. However, the chaos is real. Yes, it is. Men help men to overcome, but most women are catty. Bring me men and women who are honest and experience my challenges. My email, and to set up a meeting. Come join our group, Marlene. Come join our group, david@dmeltzer.com. We don't allow anything but abundance in a world of more than enough of everything. We don't allow anyone but sponsors and power sponsors in this like-minded group. And guess what? You take 100 people in a like-minded group and they each know 1,000 people. We now have a new network of 100,000 people and growing and growing and growing. So please surround yourself by the right people, the right ideas. You need to learn the great chain of feeding to dispel yourself from those people that bleed you. If they don't feed you, don't feed them. You can separate yourself in varying degrees and variances of how much they do bleed you or they don't bleed you. But if they feed you, that's what we want to do. Come into my private group and feed us, and we will feed you. Okay? All positivity, all like-minded people, all pursuing our potential. We can do it together. David@dmeltzer.com. Team, go ahead and grab Sunshine Fit 7's email address there, if you would. How to feel less vulnerable when asking for help. Invulnerable comes from being vulnerable. You know, I have a story about a baby on a sidewalk. Whenever I feel like I'm being too vulnerable, I think to myself, nobody's ever going to hurt a baby on a sidewalk. Be the baby on the sidewalk. No, everybody's going to help a baby on the sidewalk. You know, and literally even all animals would help a baby on the sidewalk unless it's super hungry or hurt. Same thing with human beings, by the way. And it's such a small percentage. Let's just say nobody's going to hurt a baby on a sidewalk. Everyone's going to want to help. And so be the baby on the sidewalk and ask for help. You're unlike a baby on the sidewalk, you actually get asked for help. But be the baby on the sidewalk that speaks and says, please, do you know anyone that can help me? I'm a baby on the sidewalk. And guess what? The natural energy, the natural intuition that exists between human beings and the light that we all share will help. You'll just statistically, exponentially grow your network and the help and the momentum and energy that you have towards the trajectory of what you want, or that you're angling towards what you want or manifesting it. From Instagram, tell others your dreams or keep them a secret. I am a huge proponent of telling everybody my dreams. I believe in speaking what I believe that I want and angle towards it, and not being afraid of being a hypocrite and let people say, yeah, but you said you wanted this yesterday. Yeah, I changed my mind. Same as I changed my appetite. Guess why? Because I learned something. And I'm aligning it towards my value. I'm very strategic about what I'm doing and disciplined about what I'm doing, maximizing the percentage of statistical success and acceleration and growth that I have. I'm doubling as fast as I can. I'm doubling as fast as I can. I know the rule of 72 that Einstein taught me, and I'm changing that percentage to make it as fast as I can. My money, my health, as fast as I can. My relativity of my relationships as fast as I can. I'm doubling them as fast as I can. And I do that simply by speaking my dreams and not being afraid of people laughing at me, scoffing at me, making fun of me. Because if I keep speaking my dreams, when they come to fruition, people applaud you. And they'll tell you one thing which always makes me crack up. I knew you could do it. I was always rooting for you. I was always, really? Because you were laughing at me, making fun of me, asking if I thought I was Tony Robbins or Jesus Christ or some other joke about if I was speaking in the bathroom or who the hell would ever read your book. All those things have been said to me, even early on with athletics even more, which they were probably right, but I still fought through it and got a couple of applauds. All right. Please speak your dreams. Speak them out loud to everyone. If you don't believe in them, who will? Is not being able to wake up early a form of procrastination? If so, what can I do to change that? It is not. Waking up early is not a form of procrastination. Procrastination is what happens after you wake up. So if you go back to sleep, that could be a form of procrastination. But no, waking up, if you wake up at noon, but you are the most productive, accessible, and gracious person until 4 a.m, boom, you're not a procrastinator, right? You just have different time frames and beliefs and understandings of how energy works and when you're most productive, how your biochemistry molds with the oneness and the wholeness. Me, I'm an early morning person. I live for 4 o'clock. I live 4 to 9. Those are my 5 hours of love, man. I love. That's like the charging of the battery, the highest frequency, the baseline setting, the studying, the research, the family, the health, all of it packed into those 4 hours. And then the satisfaction of just sitting there and going, most of the world is just getting started. It's 9 o'clock. They're just getting started. And boom, I'm there. And so can you be. How can you practice trusting the universe? Trust and vet. How do we practice trust? By vetting. You need to spend time vetting. Practice vetting people. And the first person you need to vet is yourself. You can lie to other people, but don't lie to yourself. You need to vet yourself and then vet others. So you take everybody for their faith with the best intentions that they have. Then be a masterful vetter. Vet. Find the truth. Ask the hard questions. Understand why people oversell, back and sell, manipulate, lie, and cheat you. Tell yourself, what did I do to attract this to myself? What am I supposed to learn from it? I have no need to be offended. I have no need to be resentful. Practice trusting by vetting. The more you vet and the more it turns out, the more you'll trust everybody else because you'll be confident in yourself that you have awareness to find the truth. So you don't care what people say. You're going to have the awareness of the intent and what they're saying, if it's true or not, because you have practiced vetting. How long should you train your non-procrastination skills so it becomes a habit? Well, it's not really non-procrastination skills, and you should definitely practice them every single day for a minimum amount of time. What it is looking at things as activity. You get paid for activity you don't get paid for in sleep. It's understanding your own values in order to effectuate the easiest, fastest, most efficient, effective way to getting there. It's the idea of knowing that I'm exactly where I am supposed to be at the right way at the perfect time, manifesting or angling towards what I want and having faith that I'll end up somewhere better. All of these things together. These are the skills that you need, the knowledge of the who and what to be mentored by and accountable with. Anybody needs this help, I'm telling you, david@dmeltzer.com. Reach out. I will find someone. It's the Kevin Bacon 1 degree of separation, the Meltzer bacon, kosher bacon. All right. What is the process of forgiving ourselves and others? How do we stop self-sabotage? Well, forgiveness is a practice because it is fear related, ego consciousness related. Forgiveness is a necessity to raise yourself to your highest frequency, to find your higher self. Forgiveness is the necessity. Because if we are doubling as fast as we can, whatever our objective is, to double as fast as we can, with no limitations, recognizing the world is infinity, we're not creating any man-made constructs by doubling as fast as we can. It's a complete effortless and resistant-free activity. But if we're focused in on doubling as fast as we can, we're going to learn a ton. And people define learning as ton as making mistakes, failures, or whatever else they want to define it as. I'm not allowing them to define me anymore. No judgments, no conditions. I'll define myself by gratitude, forgiveness, accountability, and inspiration. I'll define myself as pursuing my potential. But more importantly, you need to forgive yourself because you're going to make a ton of mistakes. And once you forgive yourselves, you then can give what you have to others. So you'll be less critical, less resistant to void shortages. You'll start seeing people as sponsors, power sponsors, all of those great things. Second part of your question, how do we stop self-sabotage? Well, I think taking inventory of values and assessing the day through those 5 daily practices will indicate whether or not you're moving forward or you're working against yourself. Are you clearing the connection, or are you creating more interference in void shortages and obstacles and corrosion to the connection? Are we burning our candle, or are we lighting other people's candles so that our candle doesn't burn, and then it allows them to light other people's candle? One candle to one candle. Remember, one particle of light, it overcomes a million particles of darkness. The best thing you can do is light your candle with the greatest source of light, love, and lessons, and then light everybody else's. That's what we're going to do. Your candle will not burn. You will give yourself infinity and limitlessness when you allow things to come through you, not for you to buy things you don't need, or not to you like a victim, but through you with appreciation. All right, from Instagram, it is essential to keep vibration high in order to manifest what you want. Well, you want to increase your vibration, and it's not essential. You're going to be able to angle towards you want, no matter what vibration you're at. What you want to do is improve your vibration, or double the speed in which you vibrate as fast as you can. Improve upon it every single day with enjoying the consistent, persistent pursuit of your potential. I use meditation, but all meditation also is just like manifestations of woo, saying of angling towards what you want. Meditation is just a practice of being quiet. So I know a lot of you are like, how the hell is Dave Meltzer quiet? I am 20 minutes a day. Very quiet. I'm in the practice of finding my highest frequency, giving myself a baseline so that every day I can increase incrementally the greatest I can to double as fast as I can, applying the rule of 72 to raise my awareness, but not essential, just something that you should enjoy the pursuit of. Do you ever notice synchronicities? Please explain. All the time. I live in synchronicity. I am connected to everything and everyone. Everything I do is based on the mathematical equation of synchronicity, luck, and coincidence. What I pay attention to and what I give intention to will create the synchronicity in my life. It's that simple. It's mathematically and technologically impossible for me not to believe in synchronicity, because I believe in totality and wholeness and oneness and unification. I believe in that we share in everything, that one branch would not go to war against another branch. It would kill the tree. We are all here as sponsors and power sponsors of each other. That's what I believe. How much is one-on-one coaching with David? Email me. Very selective. I need to be a profit center, so you got to email me and show me that I can be a profit center. I am a give and take person. I receive so I can give. I'll receive for one-on-one coaching, but I'm going to give you more quantitatively. So please, david@dmeltzer.com. All right, everyone. That was procrastination training. If you want the guides, the exercises on ego, on pitching, on 5 to Thrive, on Go No Go, just ask me for the guides. The books are free. I'll sign them and send them out to you. I'll pay for shipping. I have no problem doing that. If you want an ebook, that's not a problem either. Just email me, david@dmeltzer.com. If you haven't tried out season 2 for 2-Minute Drill in June, season 1's packed full. We're ready to go. Catch it January on Bloomberg, Amazon, Reach, all digital platforms that I'm on. You're going to love the 2-Minute Drill. Try out for it. Please, I want my community to participate. $50,000 every episode of caption prizes for everyone. Please. The winners. It's not everyone. The winners. Anyway, david@dmeltzer.com. Join my text community, 949-298-2905. Next Friday after Thanksgiving, gratitude training, BYOQ. You bring the questions about gratitude. I'll bring the answers. Gratitude BYOQ Training Friday. Join me on your Thanksgiving holiday. Everyone, remember, be kind to your future self and do good deeds.